Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and Megalopolis. So both of these things, and apologies, this is part of a playlist. So what I'm talking about is freighted, and you won't have any context for what I'm talking about in this video if you have not watched from the beginning of the playlist. It's not a super long playlist, so you could start at the beginning, and it won't be too hard to catch up. Thank you. I only do this when it's necessary. And okay, so let's jump in. So today I want to talk about the third tier. I want to talk about the third Triumvirate experience. We've already talked about, can you witness this? Can you understand this from the context of, can you understand Megalopolis? Can you understand Dungeons and Dragons? Today, I want to talk about, can you execute it? Okay, you are able to overcome the obstacles to witnessing this exemplary work of human achievement, which is Megalopolis, which is an echo of what Gary Gygax did in 1974 when he created an exemplary work of human achievement, something that transcended art, something that transcended literature, something that transcended philosophy. You know, it was transcendent and transcended many elements of human experience, right? And Megalopolis is like that. It's far more than a film. It is a challenge. It is a discussion of cinema itself. It is a discussion of human communication, right? And more. Yeah, it's like a catalyst. It is something that when it touches something else, it changes it. It makes the other thing react, right? And it's one of the reasons why the critics came out and were like, you should not see this. This is utter garbage and you don't want to go see this. And this thing was slain on an altar before it ever arrived for the masses, but not for you and me, okay? All right, so can you witness this? Witnessing is special, right? And the vast majority of Americans are no longer witnessing anything. They're registering it. They're viewing it, right? They're not witnessing. There's a different, like, and this was beautifully, it's a meme, but it's a meme because when people see something profound, they either laugh or cry, right? And so Furiosa, Mad Max, what was the Furiosa, Mad Max Furiosa, and Mad Max, there was something about I can't remember. There was two of them. Anyway, but in there they were like, witness me, see me die, witness this, right? And then they would do this special symbol and they would witness. They would like, all of my attention is here, right? It wasn't two-screen content. It wasn't something they just saw and forgot, right? Can you witness this? It's so critical to understand. People, when you see something on your, split up into 4 different viewings, some of them on your mobile and some of them on your 40-inch or your 70-inch, that is not witnessing anything. It's just communicating to the world that you're intellectually lazy, right? You don't learn anything about art, witnessing art that was genesised for the big screen by watching it on the small screen. It would be like you reviewing a 5-star restaurant chef's food when you had taken it home and watched it the next day, right? And go, oh, it's a little gamey. Yeah, you set it on your counter and didn't even put it in the fridge. Yeah, you didn't really experience it at all. You didn't witness it, right? Then if you don't witness anything, you can't understand it. And this is why the cinema is dying, because people don't want to understand. They just want to consume and register and view. They don't want to understand. So if you can witness it and then you can understand it, then it gives you an obligation to execute it, right? And that's what Megalopolis is. You are obligated to execute Megalopolis once you have seen Megalopolis. What is it telling you to execute? Well, first of all, that could be different for different people, right? Because different people could take away different things. For me, when I watched it, it was extremely clear. It was saying, you need to build a better city. You've just witnessed this. You've just understood this. You have to build a better city. And you're like, well, Scott, I'm not going to go to the movies and somebody's going to tell me to build a better city. That's why you didn't see it, right? That's why I saw it and you didn't, right? Because you can't build anything, right? You can't even witness what you're allowed to witness. You're only registered what you feel like registering or what you're allowed to register, right? And so, or what you just stumble onto. You're not a creator. And Coppola knew, right? Francis Ford Coppola built Megalopolis to say, hey, build a better city. And you're like, well, wait a second, I'm not a designer or a mayor or anything like that. He literally put it right in the film. Like, at one point in the movie, Adam Driver is like, we are building this new city. I'm getting ready to create it right now. But what we need is a conversation of what makes a city great. And I need every single voice to speak up and say, what is the future of the city? And we need to do that right now, right? I had a conversation today with someone who lives in California and some of the more wealthy sections of it. And she said, we have a terrible homeless problem. Like hundreds of thousands of people are sleeping on the streets, and it's abominable. It's terrible. And, we could do more to help them, right? We could help them. We could house them all, right? We have the resources, right? But they can't get there, right? And so right now there are Americans sleeping in cars, sleeping under bridges, sleeping in cardboard boxes, right? Sleeping in the open air. All right, this is America. We have to do what Francis Ford Coppola said. But in order to do it, and that might be as little as having the conversation, which I'm doing with you right now, right? Like I'm saying, we need to fix this, right? How do we fix homelessness? To me, unleash capitalism, right? Let every single at-scale billionaire corporation house 10,000 people tomorrow. They can do it, and let them get full credit for it, right? Let's unleash capitalism, right? That's what we need. We have all the resources in the world to house every single unhoused person. And then also let people who choose to be unhoused, right? Not everybody wants to have a house. Some people want to sleep on the street, right? But at this point, we don't know which ones want to or are stuck doing it, right? And that's okay. We need to get there, all the way there, right? So I just had that conversation with you because I saw Megalopolis, and I accept my duty to execute, to pull the benefit from the canvas into the IRL, right? And also, I tithe every single week. I give 10% of, every 2 weeks, I give 10% of what I make to people who need help, right? Through one organization or another, or directly, right? And so we need to fix this. Everybody needs to fix this. So can you witness? Do you understand? Can you execute, right? And it's not just Megalopolis. Can you do this on Dungeons & Dragons? Your dungeon master is trying to fix problems at the table. He's trying to fix the fact that Sally can't talk to anybody outside the table about anything real, right? He's trying to fix the fact that you are still being selfish and drawing too much attention to yourself, not just at the table, but in your friend group, right? And that you need to be helping more than you need to be helped, right? Your dungeon master, April, is trying to get you to pull the lessons she has presented on the canvas into the IRL. Can you witness? Can you understand? Can you execute? Megalopolis and Dungeons & Dragons. And if you can witness, understand, and execute one, you can witness and understand and execute the other, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.